What's going on, everybody? I'm at my shop today. I was going to do some videos, but we're going to end up doing different ones than I thought I was going to do because I'm having some technical difficulties. Right there is my Jackson Dinky that I got from my friend Aaron Johnson. Thank you very much, sir. It's been a great help here at the shop, but also we're not using that today either. The first thing, I guess, would be figuring out a way to mount a phone to a tripod so you can get some different shots. I think you can get a mount either online or at a Best Buy or Walmart or somewhere for anywhere from $15 to $30. But since I'm lazy and don't want to go anywhere, I'm gonna make one because I have a shop and I got a bunch of stuff here to make one out of. So what we're gonna do is figure out how to get this on top of this. So come with me. Okay, so this is what's called a shear, and I don't expect everyone to have one of these in their garage or in their backyard. So I'm gonna use it because I have it. But you guys might can go to like a Lowe's or a Home Depot or Ace Hardware or whatever you guys have in your hometown, even a sheet metal shop, somewhere that would sell metal, because that's what I'm gonna use today. And you may have to buy a whole sheet of it, but they should be kind enough, or charge you a little bit extra to cut it up for you in the sizes that you need. Or if you just have some scrap laying around, I don't have, if I can find some later, I'll show you what I'm talking about, but just a pair of snips, and you can cut it the same way. But I have a shear, so I'm gonna use a shear. Also, I don't expect you guys to have a panel saw, but I've got one of those. So what I'm making the mounts out of today is just some thin aluminum. I can tell you the technical name, but I'd have to go find a receipt for the company that I order it from. But it's just thin aluminum. You could use tin, sheet metal. You could use some ABS plastic if you know how to bend that with heat. Or if you just want to cut it and super glue it, either way would work fine. But this is about 10.5 inches square, so this is what we're gonna do. You could use, if you want to get super technical, you could take a Sharpie and a ruler and measure out 1 inch or so on each end, and then get a straight edge and cut a line. But because I have a shear, I have this very hard to read ruler that I'm gonna use. Kind of what I'm gonna do, because the one is basically the edge, and I won't have any kind of straight edge here to that's about how much straight edge I would have left. I'm just gonna use the guide. So what I'm gonna do is just line it up with the edge of that. And then chop it off. It doesn't have to be exact. Like that's probably gonna be good enough right there. That piece. And then in here where you should never put your thumb, I've got this piece. So I'm gonna cut 2 of those and then make some mounts. All right, the next thing we're gonna need is the toolbox. Full of tape and every good little fun thing you might want, like giant compasses, files, picks, shanks, clamps. Can't ever have too many clamps, but what we need today is a bench vise. And this one is, I think this cost 20 bucks at Harbor Freight, maybe 25. It was cheap, but you only need it every now and then, so we're gonna use that. And you need something to hit it with. We're gonna use a framing hammer because it's in the same drawer. So pretty much you just put the table here and tighten this up, and then you can put what you're working on here and tighten this up. It's pretty easy to use. So there's a couple of different ways that you could go about doing this. I was gonna do it real complicated and go under here with a piece of metal, come up put a bend here, put another bend here, and have it come back and tuck in between the top plate and the base of the tripod mount. And then it would come underneath and come up and basically be a gravity mount that the camera would lean against, because the platform's going to sit like this and the camera would go like this and film that way. But turns out that these both will fit here, and I could cut two and get around the width of the piece that connects both of them when you clamp the lever here. So I think the easiest thing for me to do, because this is just something I'm going to use today, and in case I forget the mount that I actually ordered that isn't here, because I just ordered it, I'm just going to make a mark here and here, and not worried about being real precise, because I'm just going to make two L's basically. So what I've found is it's easier to work with less material. So I'm just going to put the short end up here, line up my line, and I'm just going to use the edge of the vise as a guide, almost as a carpenter's square, to just kind of line up. And like I say, this is just a cheap necessity fix. This isn't something I'm building to sell, or I suggest you do either. This is just get you by in a pinch, which is knowledge is good to have. Well, I'm gonna make another one of these and then we'll mount it up the tripod. So what I ended up doing was going back and trimming the backside and putting this another little bend in, just so that it'll kind of catch. If for some reason one of these loosens up and pulls, it'll catch back here and won't fall out, and I won't break my expensive phone or camera if I'm using a camera. But if I have a camera, I could probably just use this and not use either of these. But anyway, the camera will sit right here, and this is unnecessary. You don't really need this, but in my experience, if you've already got the tools out and you kind of have an idea, you might as well try it, because it's always better to do it then than to get it's hard. It's just a pain in the butt to go and get the tools out again later and do it all again. So anyway, this is how it works. Just set the phone in like that. And now I have a mount for my tripod. I can get angles where I don't look so fat like this, or I could use this to film pedals on the ground at my feet, which is this. So like I said, this one was just something cheap to do to get me by today until the one I ordered off Amazon gets here. It's obviously not going to be here today anytime since I ordered it about a half hour ago. Also, some of you guys, like I said, aren't going to necessarily have the same tools that I used in the video, like obviously like a shear. I didn't use a panel saw, but you won't have that. You might even not have a vise. You might not even have a hammer. But I guarantee you probably know someone who does at least have a hammer, or someone who will pay you $5 to play some songs for them, and you can go buy a hammer from those. But anyway, do your best to go out and meet people, man. Go out and, introduce yourself to the people in town where you live that do fabrication work, that make, stickers, that make car stereo work, your local music shop, people who print t-shirts. If you're playing music and you're in a band, you're going to need some of those services at some point. It pays to know the people that do that kind of work. If they have a really busy week, but you really need some stuff done, you might, if you know them, you might could get your order in for the week. What else? Oh, tools. That's the whole reason to know them. They might have some tools, let you come use the tools, or at least give you a workspace to use your own tools in, if you live in an apartment or something. Anyway, hope this has been helpful. If not, sorry. But anyway, I'm Adam. I'll see you guys later. All right.